So there's so much great new music in Frozen 2, and one of the most popular songs is Into the Unknown. So we're gonna help you today learn how to sing Into the Unknown.
This is me, I'm so royal.
Hello and welcome to the Queendom. I'm Sarah Ingle, and today I'm not in my regular little studio, which is basically just further over that way in my apartment. We're sitting at my piano because we're gonna go through how to sing Into the Unknown line by line and help you get through the song, because there are definitely some parts that are trickier than others. I'm not gonna spend too much time jibber jabbering then. Let's just dive into the unknown. I do recommend using sheet music if you have it, even if you can't read music. It can still be helpful to look at it and look at the notes and see where it goes up and down and start to get an idea for like how big the jumps are. So I have my sheet music pulled up here. Singing is very much something that relies on muscle memory. So the more you sing, and the more you sing with proper vocal technique, the more your body automatically jumps into that. So this isn't something that you're gonna just automatically be able to sit down and, because we go through it step by step, be able to sing it perfectly. That's just not how singing works. Something that I would recommend doing is I have a whole series. Whoa, hello there, piano. I have a whole series on how to sing like a Disney princess. I highly recommend you go through that because it's gonna go way more in depth into a lot of the pieces of singing and some of the physiology of singing, because it is very much something that uses your whole body. I will link to all of those in the description. Another thing that I think we should talk about before we go through this line by line is that we're gonna talk about how you can make this sound like a you version of Elsa. We're not trying to go at this like an imitation. We're not trying to be Brian Hall. We love Brian Hall, we all do, he's great. But this is very different. This is about focusing on your proper vocal technique and doing little things to make your own version rather than trying to sound exactly like Idina Menzel. And if you have the opportunity to work with a voice teacher who can help guide you specifically, that's always great. But I know not everybody has that, so I'm gonna do my best to share with you now, line by line, and in the other series, just in general, how to sing like a Disney princess or a Disney queen. The first entire page, and even most of the first line of the second page is all the ahs from The Voice, which I'm not gonna go into any spoilers in case someone hasn't seen it yet, but The Voice is not Elsa singing. We'll go into a little bit how to mimic the voice at the end, but for the bulk of this, we're just gonna focus on Elsa's part, because if you're ever performing this, that's probably the part that you're gonna be singing. So, top of page 2, the very tail end of the last measure, we can have Elsa say, I can hear you, but I won't. One of the things that makes Disney is their storytelling, and the music in Disney movies is so integral to that storytelling. They use it as part of the way they tell the story. When you're singing this, you need to first and foremost think about this from a storytelling perspective. First verse was Elsa. The key is just telling the story. It's incredibly speech-like. When we do these beginning ones, we're gonna focus on speaking clear consonants forward right here. There's a thing in music. It's a word called chiaroscuro, and it's this big, scary sounding word, and you're like, what does that mean? It basically means light and dark. And what you want to do when you're singing and has to have a proper balance between light and dark. If you go too dark and roll back in the head and too round and soft like that, it sounds kind of like Barney. And then when people think of bright sound, they tend to think of nasally, because it is very much in the front of the face. Like that. You want this balance between the two. Obviously, you don't want anything like shrieky, like too bright, and you don't want anything too dark. So let's go ahead and put some of this into practice. I can hear you, but I won't. Focus on your consonants. Like when I'm doing this right now, think about it speaking it. Let's speak it together. Speak it with me. I can hear you, but I won't. And now let's say it again. And we're going to do it and think very like tall vowels, but over exaggerate, like go like crazy with your consonants. I can hear you, but I won't. It's kind of terrifying. I can hear you. And if you actually use that same energy that you use in your consonants in your singing, it won't sound scary. But I won't. It will help you get that forward placement that you need, give your words energy, and let people understand it. It really like paints the picture with your words. So, I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. So exaggerate your diction. And what's interesting about some of this lower register, and for females, this would be a lower-ish register for you. It doesn't require more pressure. Don't think too much pressure. If you start thinking about pressing hard on things, that's when you start to risk damaging your voice. It does require more air, but not more pressure. And so sometimes you can even think of singing it with your finger in your mouth to get it in the right place. And you're not going to be able to do your consonants, but I can hear you, but I won't. I can hear you, but I won't. It'll help you get it in that right spot. We get a little bit of our jump here. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day. When you have little jumps like these, you want to make sure that it's supported with your breath. And I know that's a very abstract thing. So if you have a really big jump, just think about keeping your rib cage expanded even before you get up there. If you're having trouble with that already, what you can do is you make this make a nasty, terrible sound up there. Nya! Almost anybody can do that. Yell, be like nya! Nya! Just do a high, awful, terrible, screechy sound. Your neighbors might hate you. My neighbors below me right now, I'm sure, are probably like, what is happening up there? But it's okay. They'll be all glad later. By the way, apologies in advance for if the light is just changing and changing and changing. We'll be back in the studio next video. But for today, I'm at the piano and I thought we had more sunlight, but then I forgot that this time of year the sun sets basically at noon. Okay, so anytime there's a note where you feel like I can't get up there, you can probably get up there. Most people's voices can get up there. It's just you don't have the technique behind it and the confidence in yourself to do that. But we can help you get there. If you just, first of all, give yourself the confidence by helping you find that spot where you can do it just by just going like, yeah! 1,000 reasons! Just make all these like nasally, nasty sounds. So that helps you find the placement of it. And so you know, yes, I can hit that. You just did it. If you can do it on an ugly sounding vowel, you can do it on a pretty sounding vowel. And to help you get it there, we've got a great little double consonant there that's really going to help you pull it forward, that TH, 1,000. That TH, use it to your advantage and spit out 1,000. But when you do it, thou, ow is a diphthong, which is a strange little word that basically means two vowels next to each other. Ah-oo, thou. Make sure when you sing this, you think 1,000 reasons. 1,000, because if you think thou, you're gonna spread it and it's gonna sound icky. And you're gonna immediately close off that vowel, which is gonna maybe make it sound tight and feel tight in your head. So if you think, there's a thaw, there's a thaw, that's a lot easier than there's a thou. It's just different. So just think, there's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day. And something that people naturally tend to do anytime we go up and then back down is when we go back down, we tend to pull it back into our throats. Don't do that, don't do that. Keep thinking forward, keep thinking as you're going forward, you're pushing it further into the front of your face to keep it from falling back in your head. That will keep all of that, the sound out going towards people, and we are not gonna lose those bottom notes as we go down towards into them. So there's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers. This is the line. This is the line with so many whispers, which I wish would. There's so many W's, but you've got to be able to spit them out. Think about what you're saying. Don't worry so much about the notes, because you're going to practice this a lot, have your technique down, then when you can finally perform it, which I wish would go away. Oh, oh. That second oh, make sure you don't pull it back. That's the one that'd be really easy to pull back. Just think, oh, or going like this sometimes helps too. Oh, and think about connecting that chest resonance with your face mask resonance. And then it repeats. So it's the same type of thing. You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, she just has like this little attitude. I don't hear you. I'm spoken for, I fear. And then we get to this part that's a little do-da-do-da-do-da-do-da-do. It's like, it's very back and forth. And the key when you've got things that are kind of like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you don't want to think about it jumping too much. Think about how close all the notes are. Think about, oh, it's all basically right here, because it really is. It's like, that's not that far. Everyone, you've got to think about just keeping it all in the same place. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. It's not really that far. It's all in this little place. Just keep it there. If you think about how similar it is, that's really going to help you. You've got to keep it in the same place. If you're flipping back and forth, that's when it's going to start to sound like a weird yodel. No weird yodeling. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. And then we go, I've had my adventure. That's a big one where it's so tempting to pull it back in your throat. Don't pull it back. Think forward. If you're worried about getting too nasally, just drop your jaw a little more, add a little extra space in the back of your throat, but still keeping the sound forward. I've had my adventure. I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if it's that always coming back. It's so easy to flip back. Don't flip back. Just afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you. And we've made it to the part that I really like to sing. Into the unknown. Once you get it, that's not hard at all. In fact, unknown, that's the exact same as Somewhere Over the Rainbow. We got Somewhere Over the Rainbow. If you can sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, you can do that jump. Even an octave it's kind of a jump, but the more you convince yourself that it's a jump, the scarier you're gonna make it for yourself. And you've gotta have the confidence and trust yourself. Have that support. Think expanded rib cage and do that nya, 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 nya. You can easily do that. This is not a high note. Nya, nya, nya. Think super forward, do it really ugly. Nya, 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 nya. You just, it's ugly. Don't yell. Don't yell. It's still always supportive, but do like nya, 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 nya. Look how much higher. Nya. Nobody's asking you to belt up to an A, but we just did a mix up to an A in a horrible, awful sound. Make the awful noise first, and then we're gonna use our vowels to help us get there. One of the biggest things that makes the difference between different styles in music is how you shape your vowels. So when we're singing unknown, don't try and sing it on unknown. Oh, oh, because it's ooh. That's another like diphthong-ish situation. It can get unknown and you close it off too much. That's gonna make it harder on you. Something that'll help you make it sound a little more stylistically like an Elsa-ish mixed belt is thinking into the unknown. If you sing it into the unknown, that's going to pull it into that more of a belty mixy sound. And it's also gonna keep you from spreading too much and closing off that vowel. So we're gonna go into the unknown and hold it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And then it's the same thing. We're just gonna be going up to a C now, into the unknown. It still pulls back down onto that same B flat, but we go no. It's so incredibly close. If you can sing ah, you can sing ah. It's basically all the same thing. And even ah, it's not really that much higher. See, you hear all this? It's not that far. Into the unknown. And it's fun. Once you're up there, it's fun. It's the easiest thing in the world. Just think into the unknown. Not hard at all. You can do this. Make those nasty noises until you're comfortable and you've found where that it comfortably sits for you. And then all you've got to do is change the vowel. The nya, the only difference between nya and no, it's sitting in the same place. It's just dropping the jaw a little bit, no, and singing na instead of nya. That's it. That's it. Okay. Don't worry about the ahs because in a performance setting, I can't see any situation where you would ever be singing both. Unless you've got like a sock puppet over here. It's like, I can hear you, but I won't. What do you want? You've been keeping me awake. We are going into the next verse. And we're doing the same thing all over again. We're like, what do you want? I feel like when we're thinking of storytelling is really important now. We've went through a lot of the technique. We're just speaking it. Speak it, and we're going to speak it together, and we can go back and sing it. What do you want? Because she wants, now I'm directing it to the imaginary sock puppet. But you know what? It might help. You're like, what do you want? Because you've been keeping me awake. She's a little annoyed. And we want that to come across here. Like, find your interpretation. How do you think Elsa feels? Is she afraid? Is she angry? Is she just annoyed? Now she's kind of acknowledging there is a voice. What do you want? You start to really get into it before. So like first verse, she's kind of in denial. And then in the chorus, she releases a little bit. She's like into the unknown because she's like dreaming of what's out there. And then this next verse, what do you want? Because you're keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? That's kind of getting to the crux of what's really bothering Elsa here. What's driving her? What do you want? Because you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? And then we pull back a lot here. Because we feel this little quiet moment. And she's like, or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me? You use the same vocal technique we've kind of have been, having the confidence in yourself, supporting it, keeping it forward even though it's quiet. But really what's here is it's more of an emotional thing. If you tell the story really well, you can get away with not having perfect vocal technique. That's even in Broadway. If you sell a story and you've got people like in tears over what you're telling, like if you don't have perfect vocal technique, nobody's gonna care. Not saying throw your technique out the window. Practice your technique so you've got it, but you've got to be able to sell it to people. And that's here is the big like change moment for her. Are you someone out there who's a little bit like me, who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? See, like you don't have to worry as much about your technique if you're really getting yourself in that moment. and selling it to us and thinking about how she feels here, because that's what that whole section is about. If you lose that part right there, you lose the song. And then she's really starting to admit it, how every day is a little harder as she feels her power grow. This is another very speaky part, so we'll speak it. Every day is a little harder as I feel my power grow. And clear consonants forward, that front face mask resonance tied with that chest. Every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know there's part of me that longs to go? And then we repeat what we did. Into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. We already did that. You can do it a little, maybe even a little more freely this time, because anytime you repeat something, whether it's in a monologue or in a song, there's a reason why you repeated it. So try and bring something a little new to it each time. And now we've got the bridge. The bridge. We're going across the bridge. And at the other side of the bridge is Anna. Oh, are you out there? This is another one. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot because it's just so important. The key with the song, just keep it forward, because it's really easy when you go up and then back down to pull something back in the back of your head. You could still have that space, the space of the soft palate. I feel like the soft palate talk that so many choir teachers and voice teachers talk about throws people off because they are concentrating so much on having that space that they pull things back. You've got to have both. Oh, whoa, that was really loud. The chiaroscuro, I have a ringing in my ears, just like Elsa after that. Oh, are you out there? Do you know me? Can you feel me? Can you show me? Key to this, use your consonants to get the forward placement, keep the forward placement, and keep in mind, these notes are not really all that far apart. We change key and we go into ahs. Ahs are easy from like a vowel standpoint to sing, period. Like they're the easiest. To keep it sounding a little more like that pop-ish music theater belt, you can think singing a little bit more than ah, because it's not we don't want that. But you can think a little bit. See, it's literally like, it's so easy as long as you have the confidence and remind yourself that it is easy. It's singing in like this, a tiny little range, and you've already sang way higher than that. You can do it. And we're just kind of doing this building, and the key with the building is just making sure that you start off in that forward placement. Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. It's literally just speaking that, only like with notes. Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. If you're having any issues with the high, when you're up to the higher spot, just make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of space. With your squishy little soft palate, make sure there's space back there, but you're keeping it forward. I feel like if there's one thing you can leave this video with, is keep it forward. Don't drop that sound into the back of your throat. And again, lone is that same O as an unknown. So just think, don't leave me alone. Just think, don't leave me alone. And that will help you get that right vowel for singing that particular note. Don't leave me alone, how do I follow you? For you, think for you, don't try and do you. Think ya again, ya. How do I follow ya? And then it's just, and you're already lower than you were just singing, so just that the drops to a G. It's still, these two notes are very close together. Just don't think about them being too far apart. It should be really easy for you to keep it all in that same place. Like, Into the unknown. And as long as you want to hold it, you can hold it, and whoever's playing your accompaniment with you will just hold it with you, and it'll be a great little moment there at the end. And it'll be like, yeah. I'm not gonna go through every single voice ah individually, but just in general, with the voice ah, you're gonna wanna think as much space as possible. And space, think like all the way up through the back of your head, like you're a windpipe, and you want to create as long a space as possible, but still think forward. So it's that key of both, and it almost starts feeling like it's right here. So if you put your fingers here and you're like, if you make this yawny space, but the yawny thing I think is what makes people pull back. It's the thing that teachers tell people that makes them pull back. That yawny space, but you gotta keep it focused forward. And you can think more ah, like actual legit ah, than If it falls a little further back, it's not technically correct, but it's more okay for it to fall back for the voice than it is for Elsa. Elsa, don't let it fall back. But if the voice does, I won't come after you. But you're gonna have like nightmares tonight of me just like popping out of nowhere, like, don't let it fall back in your throat. Keep it forward. It's gonna be really scary. So I'll see you tonight in your nightmares. That's so scary and terrifying. I should never say that again. So tell me in the comments which song from Frozen 2 is your favorite. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed singing through together into the unknown. I hope that you learned something today. This is the first time that we've done like a song breakdown, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of it. I'm very curious to know. And subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. We do a lot of lifestyle, beauty, and fashion videos with a magical twist, which really means there's a lot of Disney. And this would definitely be one of a lot of Disney ones. And ring the little bell if you want those videos to come right to you, because there's new ones every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello! Maybe not start with that. Everybody's gonna look away. This is me, I'm so brilliant! You're like, nah, 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 nah. It's spread too much this way. It's just, oh.